Hi everybody! Today we're going to be talking about a relatively easy topic. We're going to be talking about gerunds in the German language. If you haven't seen my puppets explain this topic, go ahead and click on the puppets over there. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, what is a gerund? A gerund is whenever you take a verb and you use it as a noun. Seems simple enough? So let's see what this looks like in paper version. The instructions here say, translate the following sentences to German using gerunds. Seems simple enough? So the first one here says, cutting paper is difficult without scissors. Cutting is actually our gerund in English, but in German, whenever you use something like this, you actually have to have cutting paper as one thing. So we actually say paper cutting, like that's one collective noun that way. So we actually have here Papier schneiden, paper cutting. The rest of the sentence actually plays out relatively simply. We just say, is difficult without scissors. So, ist schwer ohne Schere. Papier schneiden ist schwer ohne Schere. Notice the only thing that actually changed here is that we took the verb schneiden and we didn't use it as a verb, so we didn't conjugate it, and we just capitalized it. So it becomes schneiden with a capital S. In number 2, we actually have to use a prepositional phrase, so we have here, for cooking, we need food. For is our preposition, but in German we're going to use zu for this type of preposition. Because we have cooking as the gerund here, we have to use that as the neuter form, and since we're using zu, which is a dative preposition, we use zum. So we have zum Kochen, and then the rest of the sentence we would have verb, subject, object. So we would say, brauchen wir essen. Zum Kochen brauchen wir essen. For cooking, we need food. Thinking is difficult for me. There's no prepositional phrase in this one, so we just translate relatively simply. We have the word thinking, which in German is denken, use it as a noun so we don't conjugate it, and then we conjugate our form of sein, in this case ist, für mich schwer. Denken ist für mich schwer. Thinking is difficult for me. Nummer 4. Here we have another prepositional phrase, while doing homework. In this sentence, we want to use beim as our way of saying while. Beim, because it's actually another dative one, and we use by, but since it's dative and neuter, we use beim, which is a contraction of bei and dem. In the same way that we used Papier schneiden as one thing, we're going to use the same thing for Hausaufgaben machen, to do homework. So we want to say, while homework doing, if that makes any sense, while doing homework, I think a lot. Beim Hausaufgaben machen, denke ich viel. While doing homework, I think a lot. Number 5, we use another one of those same prepositional phrases, this time using beim again, and so we have here riding horses. There's actually a verb for that, so we don't really need to say riding horses, we can just say reiten. So our entire sentence becomes, beim Reiten haben wir viel Spaß. While riding, we have a lot of fun. Nummer 6, while running, I fall down a lot. While again is still going to be beim in this sentence. It's still neuter and still dative, so we still use beim. Our verb for running is rennen. So now we just need to figure out how to say I fall down a lot. Normally you would say ich falle oft hin. I fall down a lot. But since we're starting with a prepositional phrase, we have our verb in second position and then our subject. So we would actually say beim Rennen falle ich oft hin. While running, I fall down a lot. And our last one for today, we have, you are not allowed to start with the singing, which is actually a reference to a Monty Python thing. But anyway, this one says something a little bit different than the other ones here. So we want to start off with, you are not allowed to. Du darfst nicht. Du darfst nicht is how we say you're not allowed to do something. Now we have to find out what it is that we're not allowed to do. So we want to say, with the singing. In order to say with, we need the word mit, which is again a dative preposition, but this time we can't contract it a little bit, so we say mit dem for with the. Singen is the German word for singing, and therefore we use that with a capital S to make it a gerund. And the last thing we need in our sentence is the infinitive form of anfangen, or beginnen, to start. So we end up with, du darfst nicht mit dem Singen anfangen. You are not allowed to start with the singing. I hope this helps to understand what a gerund is and how to use them in the German language. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of these grammar videos, go ahead and click on that. I've also got some fairy tales, which are called Märchen in German. I've also got some Lieder, which are songs, and some other really random stuff on my channel. So go ahead and click on some of those buttons if you want to see that. And if you want to never miss a video from me, go ahead and click that subscribe button and see 2 videos a week. Thanks for watching. Bye now.